Okay, we're going live now. Okay, boom.
Okay.
And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Sister Stephania Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam, sir.
This means a lot to myself, my viewing audience, and family, that you would take time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast. My first question for you is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Wow. Okay, we're going back. Let me go back and do the moonwalk. The first time I heard the Most Honorable, the Minister Louis Farrakhan, teach the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was in 1990. Actually, before my mom would tell us things, she would say things about the teachings, but we didn't know where it was coming from. And so 1990, my mom took myself, some of our friends, and so my stepsisters, we went, she bought tickets, and that was the lecture, Memphis, the City of the Dead, at the Convention Center, 1990. Yes, sir. I was 20 years old when I first heard the minister.
Okay, all praise due to Allah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was it about the teachings that struck you, that made you want to accept?
Of course, I grew up in the church. I have a Baptist church, grew up all my life. When I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaching the truth and everything he said, it was real. It was the truth to me. When he talked about, in that lecture, he talked about Eve, Adam and Eve, and about the fruit. I don't know if you heard that lecture, Memphis to the Dead. It's awesome. Everything he said, it was like he was speaking to my soul. It was like all the questions that I had been asking, like he said, when he do a lecture, he said, everything you thinking about is God working through me. I'm gonna hit you, Allah working through him. And he did. Everything he talked about, he answered everything that was on my heart. And so from that day, I didn't go to the mosque till 92, but I accepted Islam in 1990 because I stood up at the end of that lecture. And I accepted Islam. I accepted the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad on that day from him and what he said that day. And I fell in love with him. I was like, he's going to be my husband. He already got a wife. My mom said, well, you did marry him. You married the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Praise due to Allah.
Yes, ma'am. Now, how did your family and friends feel outside of your mother, who we already know was supportive? How did they feel about you accepting the teachings?
Wow, that was a struggle. My friends didn't understand because I changed the things that I wanted to do. I was pretty much a respectful type of girl, but we did what we did, And so my friends, I was told I was going to hell, I think most of us, because it's new and our people don't understand, but I was praying, brother, that I would find something that would help me to be a righteous woman. And all through my experience through the church, that's what I prayed for. And when I found Islam, and Allah allowed me the opportunity to come and to receive these teachings, I saw a way that I could be righteous. And so I would tell them, let me, like he said, you got the dirty glass with the clean glass. Let me just try to live my life. And I respected what they said, but eventually they saw that I was real. And most of the time that it happens, but I was in a lot of, when you first get it, Islam, you kind of be in those battles, like, I might have told some people they were going to hell too. I don't know. I'm being honest. I might have said, well, you going to hell. I'm trying to clean my life up, to be honest. And as you grow and you develop, you understand, okay, it's a better way. The best way is just to be the example, like the minister tell us to be, just be the example and just, understand where it's coming from. Because, I'm in the South, you in Atlanta, the South is like really, it's tough, to break it down for our people to see that this is the truth, because it's the Bible Belt. And so I just stuck to what we were told, and I stayed with the teachings, and I just made my life that, and I was real with it. So I just was the example. That's, and that everybody started to respect me. You might not agree with everything, but you respect my stance, in my life that I live. And that's all I ask you to do. I respect you, just respect me back.
Beautiful. All praises due to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. Now, when I came, I had to be very super young when I saw you being with the Vanguard, all the Vanguard from all around the country. Everybody was always, Vanguard up, woo woo. What was it like being a Vanguard, in the 90s? And what was the climate like for you being in Memphis?
Brother, you're going to make me cry about that class. Oh, your mom, Sister Sharifa, Sister Aisha, oh, Sister Nusayba, oh my God. That class positioned me and put me in a place where I could be a better Muslim, a better MGT. I was one of those sisters that you were on my time. I was not a respecter of anybody's time. I'm talking about from school, whatever it was, I'm late. We had Sister Edna here. Oh my goodness, Sister Edna. She did not play with our Vanguard class. So that class put structure in my life. It put a board in my back, and it taught me. So I love the Vanguard class. I love the Vanguard class now. And I talk to the sisters all the time, submit to that process. And your mom and all those sisters that were there, they were such good examples. The work ethic that we had to have. It wasn't a time where it was like, look, we working. Feet sore, legs sore, back sore. The next morning you get up, you couldn't put your shoes on. I mean, that work ethic that we were taught in the 90s and those that came before in the 80s and the 90s, those were the best, the days. It taught me to be who I am today. That class, I thank the Mrs. Farrakhan, the most unlodged humming for that class. It helped me to be who I am.
Beautiful.
There's no way around that class. And all those sisters, it's no way, submit to that process. I promise you. Our national MGT captain, Sister Naima, Vanguard, Sister Nusayba, Vanguard, all those sisters that came up through that training, St. Louis, Sister Deitrice. I mean, everybody that you think about that are captains or in leadership positions, and not that you have to be that, but it teaches you and grooms you up to your rightful place. The women, you might not be in the mosque, but you're a leader everywhere you go, on the job, in the school. That training right there, every MGT, every young girl between the age of 16 and 35 should be in that class, whether you register or not. That class is, it's my heart. And I tell the sisters, a Vanguard is in the heart. You a Vanguard in your heart. It's there. It's in your spirit. It's like you, Master Farad Muhammad, Black God.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful.
That's the best. I can go on and on about that. Yes, sir.
All praise to you,
brother.
My sister Naima sends the greetings and said that's so beautiful as well. My next question for you is fear. Has there ever been a time where you were faced with fear? And if so, how have you overcome fear?
Yes, sir. Oh, I have to look back at it. Just becoming a Muslim in a climate, when we were in the 90s, it was Master Farad Muhammad. It's like when you get to the other side and you look back, he was like, wow, I made it through. The last experience that I've gone through was my husband made his transition to Allah in 2020. And I can remember really not believing it. I went through like a lot of emotions and I was like, wow. But every time, Brother Joshua, I promise that when I'm confronted with it, I just talk to Master Farad Muhammad. And I know he's there. I just talk to him. Because people will ask me, who did you talk to? I was like, I got in my car and I talked to Master Farad Muhammad. I'm not saying I'm all the way through the whole steps, but I'm way better than where I was. But that was a fear for me, knowing, 20 years of marriage. So now a new life, you know, at a different age, you know, how do I position myself? How do I, like now it's me again, I'm like, I got a box now, I gotta, my partner got my back, but Master Farrakhan Muhammad is there. And I was like, well, I ain't no middle man no more. You my main man again, my main man. And that's how I talk to him, it's no middle man anymore. So it's he and I, and then the three, most Untitled Chapter, Mrs. Farrakhan, and that's my inspiration through all of my trials. That fear, it comes up. It comes up. But then that's when we got to look and say, okay, what we about to do now? What you made out of, Sister Stephanie? What you gonna do? You gonna punk out, or you gonna go on through this? So he's always there. My sisterhood is always there. The believers, oh my goodness, I thank Allah for my believing family here in Memphis and around. I got so many calls, brother. You don't know. We just don't know. Especially those of us just work, because look, this is what we do. We just work and we just do what we're told. We follow the instruction. We just straight up soldiers, and we just work because we love it. We love our nation and the believers, the believing family, and the prayers of the righteous, brother. That's it. But I always seek refuge in Allah, the Black God, Master Farrakhan Muhammad.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what else to say, brother, because we're gonna come be faced with a lot, but he's always been there, even when I didn't know it.
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Now, will you ever go into the ministry class?
Sir?
Will you ever go into the ministry class?
You said when?
No, I said, will you ever go into the ministry class?
I don't know. I'm so in. I never thought of it, brother. I never thought about it, to be honest. I always saw myself as the fighter for the sisters. I guess you could use the roster for that too, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Fight for the MGT, the sisters, well, all of my sisters, So I haven't thought about. I hadn't thought about this.
Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you: the Million Man March, being a woman, what was it like leading up to the Million Man March, and how did it personally impact you as being a sister?
You hitting some good points, brother. That was that's something should be talked about way more than what we talk about it. And when the ministers talk about it being a glimpse of heaven, I was so proud to be an MGT and GCC and to see the brothers, the FOI, and all the Black men here in Memphis. We were excited, and like all over the nation. I remember the day when the brothers were leaving, and we had a list of all the pickups. The buses were coming. The airport, all the stops where the buses were going to meet the men. They would get on the bus at the mosque. It was quite a few locations. We got in our cars and we rode around the city, and we were like, we got your back, Black man. We had a drill. You talk about us drilling, but we had a drill. We said, we got your back, Black man. So we went and we met up. We had signs and we supported that, because in our minds we knew that our man would come back, ready to take his rightful place, and be the head of our homes. And we had those who I was with, we had no issue, brother, not going. But you could feel it all the way back home. I could feel, even though I was not physically there, you could feel, it was like it was quiet, like a calm, like you could hear a pin drop. Because remember, we were fasting. That was the first time I had ever done a 5-day fast. I'm like, woo, but I ain't know what, that wasn't no, but I know that was the spirit. Then I was like, wow, we were fasting, we were preparing, we sent the brothers off. At that time I was married to, the brother I was married to was Brother Corey Muhammad. We sent the brothers off. We had prepared, like, just in case the brothers were training, right? In case something was gonna go down. We sent first aid kits. We sent everything. We were just packing them up, making sure they had what was needed because we didn't know. And to think about it now, we were proud that if something did break out, that our families was represented at the Million Man March. You know, I brother, that was a beautiful day. I haven't experienced anything close to that. I kind of felt it when the minister spoke in the garden,
Mm, mm, mm.
the July 4th lecture. I could feel a calming, that same spirit. I can remember feeling that on that day. But yes, sir, that was the best. The Black man did that. I'm
All praise be to God.
proud of my Black man.
Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. And we have a few more questions for you, ma'am. But right now, I want to do a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, and we want to thank everyone who continues to sponsor. Hold on one second. Let me share this screen. And thank everyone who continues to sponsor, like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. I can't wait to put this on YouTube so that we can come right back to our sister. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash app the People's Podcast. Thank you for keeping this amazing interviews keep coming towards you all. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Please get both of her books. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually and to young girls all across the country. And right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia, we love our tiny dancers. Raw Communications, if you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Raw Communications. Fashion Guides, Urban Streetwear, 314-329-6009. He'll keep you dripping in the best of fashion. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you all anywhere in the country. Please reach out to him if you need your bow ties. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad, Squashing the Beef in Austin, Texas, and throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, Children of the Most High, giving birth to a God in the science of child rearing. Also, Power Campus Online Learning. Do you want to improve your homeschool experience? We're here to help. 770-847-0786. Thank you very much. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Sojourn Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all very much. Right back to our sister, Stephania. I'm trying
to jot down everything. I'm going to make sure I get all that information. I like that. I need some of that. All that. Ooh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. Now, my next question is, what do you do for fun, ma'am?
Fun. Oh, my goodness. It takes on a different meaning in the Nation of Islam. My sister Debbie, sister Carrie Ann. Oh my goodness, it's working. But outside of that, I love skating. I like to skate. I just being around family, hanging out. My sister likes to she's funny, you know. She likes to crack on, you know. I got a little big sister.
Yes,
Sister Teresa. She's in the ranks with me, you know, and she loves to do things, you know, and so really the work. I'm gonna be honest with you, the work.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And what type of music do you listen to?
Oh, I like all kinds of music. I love jazz. I love rap, R&B. I'm sorry, I got some technical issues going on here. My daughter's kind of lighting. Sorry, but I love all music. To be honest, I love it all. Old school, the new school. I like. I love it. I'm a lover of music. I love it all.
Great. Praise be to Allah. And we just have two more questions for you. My next question is, what advice would you give to future mothers?
Wow. Patience. Patience, because naturally the mother instinct is there for us to be nurturing, you know, to love, and you want the best for your child. Each one of them are different. And patience. I'm learning that more. with my adult children, right? The ones who are 18 and older. So, and your life is not their life, right? I know you you understand it.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
So, and I've learned that maybe in the last year or so, to understand that that they have their own path, and you will want them to choose certain things, but they have to go through like you did, right? Like we did.
Yes, ma'am.
So patience. I think as a mother, especially today, to see because Master Fard Muhammad knows all. He is the best knower.
Yes, ma'am.
So even through our growth and development, I had to go through it. Our children go through it. So having patience with our babies, I think that's something. For me.
Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. Okay, and I have two more questions now because I just thought of one. All of the time that the minister came, through the 90s and throughout the 2000s, did you ever get a chance to secure him or like serve him food or things like that in Memphis? Were you ever around him?
Yes, I got an opportunity once. I was pregnant with my baby girl when he came in Memphis, like later years, but the earlier years, I was able to serve him.
Okay.
It was on his tour during the Million Man March.
Okay.
And at that time, you had to be approved, except, so I was an alternate server.
Yes, ma'am.
And Sister Millie, may I be pleased with her. She was a soldier here. The minister talks about Sister Millie. I think in one of the lectures he did for the MGT, he mentioned Sister Millie. And she was our security guard. Well, she did security for the messenger secretary, most unlike Muhammad secretary. Sister Millie, little bitty sister. Yes, so she was actually serving, and I was an alternate. But once she went up to the room to serve, he told her to sit at the table with him. That you don't serve me, you sit at the table with me. And guess what? I was down in the lobby waiting. I got my chance to serve Jesus. Yes, the hem of his garment, to be at the hem of his garment. But I got a chance to serve him, and that was my best experience. And then I got a chance to serve him in 2015 at the 1010. He was touring. He came to Memphis, and Sister Nusaba, because unfortunately, I'm not gonna say unfortunately. This is just me. I'm like behind the scenes type of person, and I tend to kind of shy away to certain things. Yes, and Sister Nusaba was like, "No, ma'am." I was trying to get other sisters to go. She said, "No, ma'am, you got this detail." So she took me on up with her and took me through the ropes with that. And that was the last time I got a chance to serve him during the tour, the 2015. Just this or else. Yes, ma'am. I had a chance to serve Jesus again. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Yes. Okay, my last question for you, ma'am. What would you like your legacy to be?
Oh, wow. I never thought of that. One who sacrificed for her people, her God first, and her people. The teachings have taught me so much, and I know people think that the teachings separate us, but the more you grow into the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you grow to love yourself and loving your God, you have a love for your people. And I pray that it would be one that to give my all to help the teachings and to promote my God, Master Fard Muhammad, the teacher of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the honorable Sis Farrakhan, and to build something just so awesome for our people.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
I
Yes,
did help, that I did help in some way in that. And this is so big that I had a little bitty part. And yeah, in helping to establish the hereafter. Just a little bitty part.
praises to Allah. Beautiful. And what a legacy that is. Well, I want to thank everybody who's watching. I can't wait to put this on YouTube.
Yes.
Please, I want to thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family for helping establish Islam in North America. We thank them because we know we don't want to thank you and not thank your children because we know what that's like. You know, people often forget about the children of the people who labor and soldier in the nation. So thank all of your 5 children. Let them know that we appreciate them and
Yes,
we
sir.
honor and we
Thank you
respect
so
them
much.
for sacrificing their moms and time with you while you know drilling and helping build the nation, all that good stuff. So yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank everybody who's watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
So, Alaikum salam, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.